So today's conversation is around what should meditation feel like? So what should meditation feel like? I do personally believe that it should feel different for everybody, but I feel like there are certain things that would happen based on what I feel like the message I'm getting, because the cards are already in front of me. It's like there's a specific thing that happens during meditation, but what it feels like is what we're going to get into. I will be open and honest. I always thought meditation was, come by, like up on the top of a mountain, stuff like that, and sit quite silently still, and it'll just happen for you that way. Obviously, over my experience now, there are different versions of meditation that we do or can potentially do. And one of them is what I do. I mean, and it's not, I didn't realize I was doing this, put it that way, is the daydreaming piece. So when you're daydreaming, that's like a form of meditation. Before that, I used to do like guided meditations, but then I never felt I got enough time. Do you know when they sort of like go on a little bit of a gap? I don't feel like there's enough time for me to get the information through. That's what I felt with guided meditations. But like I said, this is different for everybody. So whatever suits you will be right for you. So let's get to the question at hand. Will we? Oh, by the way, I'm Zoe. Like, I am founder of White Butterfly 1111. Go like, subscribe, and share this with anybody who you feel might resonate with. That's that done. So, priestess, I don't normally read the words, okay? I teach the owl method, and I observe, I welcome, and I land, which means that I look at the image itself, what's coming through, colours, what's on it, what's popping out to me, which means that I get different reading for any particular person that I'm reading with. Then the welcome piece is what am I feeling within that? So like what part of my body am I feeling that in, and how is that resonating with what the card is? And then the land piece is like, how can we embody it basically? How can we embody it day to day? Because it's great to go and get a reading off somebody or find out information off somebody, but it's like, but how does that help me in my everyday life? So that's what that is. And these sometimes comes through like that. This is the way I would sort of like, I do that unintentionally because I've been doing it for so long. So like when I'm doing this and recording a video and stuff like that, it's like, actually, these are the messages I'm getting straight away because I'm automatically doing everything. So yeah, if you want to go and learn how to do that, there'll be a link in the description in the bottom, how to read cards using the owl method, I call it. But anyway, let's get to it. First card. Whew. I'm feeling overall in these cards, I mean, and I can show you all of the cards, but overall what I'm getting is what it feels like is going through to a different version of yourself. It's like, because I'm seeing a lot of portal energy. I'm seeing dream state energy. I'm seeing an expansion of energy that's coming forward with these when you go into a meditation. But the biggest thing is like, I mean, I'm going through portals. I'm going through portals. I'm going through portals. You know, it's like the portal is there. So I think one of the biggest questions is, what does it feel like? It's something that we all individually, I suppose we all individually class as something different, because a sensation in your body for me could be different for you. So the way I would look at it is, if I'm daydreaming, I don't sort of like get a feeling in my body. It's like I get a knowing in my body. So when I'm reading cards, it's like there's a knowing more than I feel it here or I feel it there, unless I'm specifically tuning into one thing. And this is like, to me, like, because it's a collective reading about meditation, is like it's different for everyone. So what I feel is wanting to come forward is, it's a feeling of like, do you know when you watch Star Trek? Do you know when you watch Star Trek? I mean, if you have or if you haven't, it doesn't make a difference. But like, it's like they go into force speed, like warp speed, should I say, warp speed. And it's like, you can only imagine what that could feel like. Okay. And that's what I'm getting as a representation of that. It's like the feeling is you're going at warp speed. It's like this, as if you're going backwards, but you're going through a portal. Okay. You're going through into a different space, I'll say, or a different frequency. I feel like it's like you will feel all versions of you once you go through that frequency. It's like once that you get to that gateway, it's like there are versions of you that you don't physically see right now in the present moment. And I feel like all of them become one. And this is the point I'm getting, like, yeah, I'm being drawn back to, I think it was the live. Well, energy goes through me and I yawn, so I apologize. When energy's flowing through me, that's what happens for me. I feel like I'm being drawn back to what happens in our dream state, because when I was guided, I'll say, to start talking about galactic energies and the councils and things like that that are working with us, the first card I got out was this card. And I was like, I need to tell people what happens in their dream state. And I feel like this is the same type of thing. It's like you will go through this energy vortex, this portal that basically, it's like this card. Do you remember I said there's portals, portals? It's like you're seeing a different version of reality, we'll say, a different version of, wow, this is a full one. There's a different version of your reality as we know it. So when you go to meditate, most of the time we feel like we want to just do it to relax. But when you actually go in and meditate, you're actually connecting into, like I said, other versions of yourself that you don't actually physically see through these eyes. But when you go through the meditation state, you're being drawn into a different reality. Yeah, like I said. And I'm feeling with that reality, you're basically, it's like the dream state. I'm being told it's like the dream state. Time doesn't exist. And everything that you are, there's no limitations, there's no blockages, there's no suppression, there's no nothing. That's what I'm being told. It's like you have access to all the inner knowing of, what do you want to call it? The universe? I don't know, all that is consciousness. I feel some of you, when you go into this state of meditation, is you're picking up on past versions of yourself. You're picking up on, wow, I'm seeing everything from Egypt here. It's like, for some reason, I've been drawn to this. So it's like, I feel like some of you picking up on the energies of what happened around Egyptian times, as in when the pyramids were built, and how they're connected to what actually happened to us. Why am I bringing this up in a meditation thing? Whoa. All your downloads were being suppressed from that. All your ways of meditating or trying to meditate was being suppressed by what they did with the Orion and the pyramids. And I feel like when you get into the state of meditation, because like I said, sometimes we don't even feel like we are meditating unless we're zoned out. Well, we are zoned out. That was the wrong way of saying it. I mean, kumbaya, and like, that does not suit me. That doesn't make sense for me. But I know when I get into the daydreaming state, as I recall, everyone has a different path. That's what I feel. Everyone has a different path. So when I get into the daydreaming state, it feels like I'm zoning out. Hence the yawn at the minute. Energy is like really strong on this one. We're zoning out, as in like we don't comprehend our reality as it is now. This happens to me day to day. Sometimes when I'm driving, I'm like, no, get back into me, human, please. It's like sometimes it just happens like that for me and I don't even realize it's happening. Wow. I feel like you're being asked to dedicate yourself to and become devoted to your meditation practice. The way my mentor teaches it is by doing the no thing meditation. So what that means is there's a gap in between your in breath and your out breath. And basically, without forcing it. Oh, wow. I have not got a clue what energy like is coming forward with this. Whoa. Who am I connecting into? I'm just asking them. It's like, don't worry about it. You're getting the right information. Okay, let's go with it. When I was going through my, I suppose, awakening journey, you can call it, my remembering of where I am, that's only come to me like more recently. It's like, it's a remembrance of who we are and what we can do. And so most people call it a spiritual awakening. That's what they call it now. And I was getting the sign of a triangle. That triangle, it's come in many different forms. And you'll see it with certain people on stage where they're like hands like this. Okay. It's like the form in the triangle. It's like, that's a download. So like if they're pointing towards you, the downloading or uploading information into you. Okay. So the triangle is basically downloads and uploads, vice versa. Okay. So, and when you get that, because I've got, other than the pyramids, which I've just shown you, I've got the triangle at the background, the triangle at the background, the triangle above this. Now look at this. This is like a commitment card. Okay. So this is why I was saying is like you need to become devoted to, oh look, and I've just seen a pyramid in this as well. Look. It's about becoming devoted to your meditation practice. The more you become devoted to your meditation practice, you will, wow, the more you become devoted to your meditation practice, the more knowing you will have about things. So the way I see it is, will you still know intuitively? Yeah. And it'll take time. But when you get into a more deeper, devoted meditation practice, more knowing will come through, more information, more, I want to say cosmic or light body information. It's like, it's all knowing. It's all, you have all the information, you have the gifts, you have the, and I mean like what we call now spiritual gifts. You have everything. Everything on there is pointing to allowing yourself the time and allowing yourself time to receive, allowing yourself time to meditate, and allowing yourself to be willing to accept what comes through, because what comes through is for your highest good. If there's a feeling of doesn't feel right, I got that a lot. It's like sitting there and going and zoning out. It was like, I felt like I was wasting time. Okay, that's what it felt like to me. I was wasting time just sitting there and like, or lying there and being like, ooh, let's see if I can get anything through. But I think that intention was for, something's been trying to tell me, because I'm getting this card and it's like, I don't know yet what this is about, but this card is trying to tell us something. And look at all the blue, and I've got blue behind me, so there's blue everywhere. But anyway, it's like, the more you try to force something to happen, it won't come through in the right way. So the feeling of what does it feel like? I feel like it's calm. It feels normal. It feels natural. It feels expansive. There could be like a little bit of excitement there. But what I'm trying to say is, don't sort of like force it to come in. Just like, I need to know. I need to know. No, don't do it that way, because you'll get the wrong vibration or frequency coming in for you. You've got to be in that state of, like my mentor says, no thing, because in the no thing or in the nothing is where everything happens. So I need to tune into what this is, this card, because out of all the cards that I've got out on the table, they all link together. This one card is like, I'm separate. Even the commitment card was making sense to me. I was like, what I don't get is like why this card has come out. So I'm going to tune into this for a little bit. I'm going to pause, because I'm going to tune into this for a little bit, because I need to understand what this is, whether it's to do with the meditation or something else. So bear with me for 1 second, please. Okay. So message I'm getting is with this card. You will, when you step or about to step through a portal, whether you're about to step through that meditation portal into that different realm or frequency, we'll say, some of you will get the blue. Some of you will get a lot of blue, so it looks like darkness, but it's like it'll be like darkness going into a blue to begin with, and then things will start to appear. So if you see this, it looks like a light on top of a pyramid or something like that. It's like you will enter this dark space to begin with, and then it'll be blue, dark or blue. And then you will start to visualize or get messages based from that. So after you enter that, it's like entering that portal. This is what you'll get, is the blue, and then dark into blue, because it'll feel dark to begin with. And then you'll start either seeing, hearing, or feeling whatever is meant for you at the time. Because all the other ones, it's like seeing nice bright colors and all the white, as if it's like enlightenment and stuff like this. But it's like it doesn't feel like that to begin with. It's more of a, even though everyone's got a different path, but I feel like that path is after you go through this portal. So it's like this like warp speed I'm getting, but into this darkness that can put people off. But it's like turns into this blue color, and then things will start to seep in then. So the light will start to come in, like the portal there at the top. The images start to come in. You'll start to hear things. Things will be like given to you, like communication. It's like you'll light your own way. You'll light up that path yourself. But it's like most of the time we have to go through. It's like a polarity thing, the darkness, and I don't mean that as in bad, evil, good, whatever. I don't mean it like that, but like going through that dark portal before we get to the light, and the blue will be your, I suppose, your trigger, or it's like it's blue for me to break through that barrier. That's what comes next. That's the message I'm getting from that. Because I mean, you even look at the words, the end. It's like once you get to that stage, it's the end of the darkness, I suppose you could say. It's the end of the things that's the blockages that are stopping you from getting to that stage of full meditation process with no ego involved in it. With no ego involved in it. Because before that, our ego could sort of like be like, okay, so what am I doing? And come by hour and like everyday thing. But it's like the zoning out type of piece. It's like, so you have to get through this part to then get the real point of it with no ego involved. Okay, so I wasn't expecting that. But I do feel like you will, everything to do with your own meditation practice is to do with your own environment, your own reality. You may get information about what's happened in the past to do with like the likes of Egypt and the pyramids and all stuff like this, or other things connected to your past life. But everything is here when you're ready for it, because you'll only know when you're ready for it, to help you to move on to another level. Now, there will be people who connect in with different species, different civilizations, different galactic energies, things like that. I feel like they've gone through the this is what it is for me stage. And I'm here now to connect in with these other energies, these other frequencies, these other beings, whatever you want to call them, to then support the collective more than just supporting you, even though we are always still learning. This is the message I'm getting through. Because it's funny, because if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll have seen this card. And I see the 3 orbs at the top here because I was given 3. And I'm seeing 3 all the time. Look, 3 orbs. 3 orbs. 3 orbs. I feel like that's because I've got 3 collective energies working with me at the moment. And these 3 energies are here to support my evolution, along with me supporting you guys for your evolution too, which is why I'm coming up with these different questions for you to be able to really think about or be curious about what it's like on the other side. I want to say, I don't know whether it feels like that or not. What's like on the other side of the suppressions, or the veil, or the curtain, whatever you want to call it, whatever's through that portal. So yeah. So what does it feel like? It can feel different for everyone, but I feel like what you're being shown is everything is a frequency. But visually, you'll see possibly darkness going into the blue coloured light before visions, and then clarity comes forward. Well, that was interesting. That was new for me as well, because it's different for everyone, like I said. But I do believe it's similar to your dream state. So if you want to go watch that video, it's over on one of the lives, I think it is. Because once you go through that portal, you'll realise that you are everything, and everything is you. And all your gifts are there. But it's like your dream state, allowing yourself to remember what that is, and then writing down that afterwards. Okay, guys, I'll see you in the next video.